We had high hopes of not emptying Albion Rovers out. Unfortunately, they just didn't have the good enough squad. To see who we've signed, you're going to have to stay tuned in. But first things first, please, if you could drop us a like and if you could subscribe for future content. And if you don't like this one team journey save, log on to Non-League to Glory, where we're on a lot of episodes. Currently with Fulham, I think. Roll intro. Hello and welcome to episode 2 of Rovers Return. I'm Adam, and on today's episode we have our first 2 games of the season. They're against Annan Athletic at home and Stirling Albion away. Since you were last with me, this is what has happened. We had only one friendly against the Albion Reserves, which was a 2-2 draw. I then made some friendlies to try and get some money into the bank account, which, I mean, we didn't get embarrassed against Derby, Middlesbrough, Luton and then Middlesbrough again. There was a testimonial in there as well, which we won 3-1 against Annan, who we play today. And then the League Cup Group G games were pretty bad, really. I mean, we beat Edinburgh City 4-2, which gives us a level of where we are with the team. Let's just put this best for view on. But we lost against Hamilton, we lost against Queen of the South, and we lost against Dunfermline. We have had goals, let's take just from here. So Romario Vieira, who you'll be introduced to soon. Junior Selly with 2, you'll be introduced to soon. Scott Roberts, Ronaldo Brown, who you'll be introduced to soon, and Umberto Otranto, my adopted son. And you'll understand that if you've watched the other series. What we will do now is we will have a look at the transfers. And let's take it down to where it's my transfers. So let's introduce you to a few players, and there is a few, because they were needed. We had a side that would be great if we were in the Highland League, but we're not, and we're in the Scottish Bottom League, and we didn't have a good enough squad. Even the players that I thought were really good that might stay with us weren't as good as what was on offer. So first of all, we have Rodrigue Nani Talameo, a French 23-year-old central defender, 2-star current ability, 3.5-star potential ability. He's on £50 a week. Some of the players that were worse than him were on £200 a week, playing at this level. Anyway, he was at 4-4 last year, Spartak Plaven before that. He has played at the league above. He's not got too much experience, especially for a 23-year-old. Looks like he has had a season or 2 out. So it wasn't last season, it was at 4-4, but looks like he could do a job for us here. We have David Craddock, and the reason David Craddock has signed is 2-star current ability, 5-star potential ability. So the potential alone for a goalkeeper at 21, he's still got time to develop. Not only does he only want £20 a week, one of our keepers was on an absolute fortune, and I thought I'd rather pay David Craddock £20 than pay somebody who is the exact same ability with no potential or very little potential 3 or 4 times as much. So that's why he is in. Was formerly with Aberdeen, hasn't played, ex-youth player, decent little addition. Junior Selly, French 20-year-old striker, plays a poacher or a target man, and we can probably train him to be an advanced forward. He's a 4-star current ability, 5-star potential ability. I think, he has the potential to be a Premier striker in the future. And so we've got the basis of building a good team from this guy. Was released by Ozer. Umberto Otranto is the player that I think, if we can hang on to him, will guide us all the way through the divisions. And I say that because he's an absolute superstar for this sort of level. He's former Napoli, 21-year-old, can play defensive midfielder or can play in that central midfielder quite comfortably. He's a 4.5-star current ability, he's a 5-star potential ability, And again, if we look at this, I know my scouts aren't great, but he's already operating League One level, so the division above, potentially be a Premier defensive midfielder in the future. This guy could do the business for the next 4, 5, 6 years. Tone Nike is a 21-year-old defensive midfielder, 4-star current ability, 5-star potential ability, and arrives from Bordeaux. We have Alex Garcia, who is a 20-year-old central defender, 2-star current ability, 4.5-star potential ability. Was better than he now appears to be because we've made some other signings, and so that £140 per week doesn't look that great now. But we were desperate when we signed it. We needed players in. Released by Hamilton last season, hasn't played. Should be good to bolster this squad up. Gabriel Rosario, an American 19-year-old goalkeeper, 2.5-star current ability, 5-star potential ability. This guy was released by RADEON 2 seasons ago. Is potential to be a League One keeper of the future. He's probably at his level now. He's considered an aggressive keeper. I like it, and I'm just noticing something else, so we will have a look at that in a second. Ronaldo Brown, he is a 20-year-old attacking midfielder on the left. I think I've had him at Alfreton Town. I'm not sure, I think so. He's a 2.5-star current ability, 4-star potential ability. He is decent for this level. Was released by Oldham 3 years ago, but he can still play at this level. Kyle Pryor, 90-year-old Scottish central midfielder, 2.5-star current ability, 5-star potential. We're paying him £80 a week. Was on loan at BSC Glasgow, but was with Dumbarton before that. We have Cameron Sangster, 19-year-old central midfielder, can play the deep line playmaker, is a 3-star current ability, 5-star potential ability. We're only paying him £70 a week, and the guy looks like he will be a first team player, if not around there. He was released by Plymouth last season, played 2 games. Where was that? In League One. Could do very well for us. Luke O'Reilly, and the thing I spotted is this guy looks better than who I think was our better keeper. This is Luke O'Reilly. He's a 23-year-old sweeper keeper, 3-star current ability, 5-star potential ability. Was released by Carlisle. He's a former Tottenham player. He's been at Cardiff. He's played 3 games in the very low league of England and could be a decent addition. I've not been playing him that much. My scouts, even though they're not that good, rate him higher than Gabriel Rosario, and he's a good player for League 2. So, could be he takes over pretty sharpish. Michelle Parker, is that how you say it? Or Michelle Parker. He's a central defender, 20-year-old, 3-star current ability, 4.5-star potential ability. Was released by Millwall, having previously been at Liverpool and Arsenal. He should have something about him. He is currently operating at League 2 level, potential to be a championship, and is the best central defender we have. Romario Vieira, 20-year-old Bissau Guinean, central midfielder, ball-winning midfielder, 3-star current ability, 5-star potential ability. This guy was released by Leeds United a couple of years ago and is pretty comfortable at this level. He will have stiff competition though, as you can see, because we have Breen, Sangster, Nike and Otranto who can all play there, but he's potential to be a Premiership central midfielder in the future, and that's what we like. Mamadou Kone, 90-year-old Portuguese right back, 3-star current ability, 5-star potential ability. We're paying him £100 a week. He was at Benfica. They actually paid money for him a couple of years ago, and he's now released. He is I think he's the best right back. He is, from Sam Dryden. They're about the same. We'll introduce you to Sam Dryden in a second. The next signing, Ian Stokes. Paid him £35 a week. What's not to like? He's a 2-star current ability, 4.5-star potential ability. He's currently about the 5th choice, but we're paying Linus £80 a week, and he's 23. And as you can see, Linus is probably going to go, and that's the point. That's another £55 saving, so we may as well have him. There's also another sign in there as well for the right, but we're pretty covered in the right positions. George Danaher, English 90-year-old striker, 3-star current ability, 5-star potential ability, £90 per week. What's not to like? He is a good understudy for Junior Selle, who was released by Huddersfield and is our second best striker. These were mistakes, these were panic loans, and I just confirmed them because I just wanted to bolster the players. I just presume because they're at Rangers they might be better than what we had, but they're not. 70-year-old left back, 1.5-star current ability, 4-star potential ability. He's really just going to sit in our reserves and probably cover. That literally is it, and the same can be said for a couple of these loans we made, just panic buys. Chris McQueen, 17-year-old central defender, 2-star current ability, 4.5-star potential ability. I mean, he's not that far off if you can get a couple more. Maybe he had another starter there, he might be challenging, who knows. Andre Blackman, 28-year-old, probably. He's a veteran, he's the granddad of the team. 28-year-old left back, 3-star current ability, 3-star potential ability. He isn't getting any better, but he's my best left back, better than Lewis Wilson, and that's all we have. He was released by Precious Simpletons, Adam, released by Barnet a couple of seasons ago, hasn't played since then, but he's comfortable at League 2 level, and that's better than this. He has played in non-league, he has played in Scotland, and he has played for Celtic. He's played for Inverness, I know that was some years ago. He's played in Morocco. This guy's experienced, decent player. Then we signed Simeon Ore, right winger, 3-star current ability, 5-star potential ability. Is probably our best player. There is a lone player that is a little bit better. We'll have a look in a minute. Released by Sheffield United, decent squad player. This is a decent loan that we got in, which is Serge Atakai, Finnish 20-year-old right winger, 4-star current ability, 5-star potential ability. He's currently at League 1 level, potential to be Championship. It's been at Rangers where he's played in the Premiership. And he's also played in Finland, including on loan last season. Or this season, not this season? No, sorry, last season. So he's a decent addition. Another one, Isaac Ahmed, 19-year-old Swedish centre-back. Can also cover in other positions, though I doubt we'll need him to. He's a 2.5-star current ability, 5-star potential ability. We're paying him just £70 a week, and that is a third best central defender. Although I actually think Dryden's more comfortable on the right, so Ahmed is a starter. Formerly with Rangers, hasn't played. Good acquisition. Sam Dryden. Let's have a look. He's comfortable. He's comfortable playing centre-back, prefers to play on the right, 3-star current ability, 4.5-star potential ability, 22, he had £90 a week, was with Dundee and has played in League 2 with Elgin before. Another signing, another right-back, 90-year-old Javan Siu, £70 per week, 2.5-star current ability, 5-star potential ability, joins us from Southampton. And last but not least, Lewis Bell, 20-year-old central defender. And I didn't need any more. But we're only paying him £8 a week. I mean, £8 a week, and he's better than Nani Talamio, and as good as Alex Garcia, who we're paying a combined, £200 a week to? It's nothing. I can't believe I was able to get away with that, but £8 a week, it's nothing. I wish there was more Lewis Bells. Was with Celtic last season. What's not to like? Good signing. That means we've let go of a lot of players, and the reason we've let go of a lot of players is as I explained, and this is the same problem I faced on Non-League to Glory, that the squad isn't very good. They predicted to finish bottom. There's a reason. I thought Will Graham might be as good, might be good enough, but he's not as good as Otranto, he's not as good as GK, he's probably a little better than Vieira. got rid. Yeah, I think they'll be offering him on loan. His Partick reserves. It frees up wage budget. He was on over 200 quid a week. Pointless. Some of these were already gone before I arrived here. Where were we down to? I think 24th. So Smart Osadolo has gone. Left winger, 28. He's gone to Brora. He's on a non-contract there. If he was still with us, oh, that's out of date. He was our best left winger. I don't think he is anymore. No, he's not. Gary Phillips. Some of these were on a lot of money. I'm not sure what Gary Phillips was, but I had no place for him at all. He wasn't even our best when he was here. Jordan Stewart was better than him, and Jordan Stewart's not that good, so Gary's gone. Unfortunately, Jason Crones. It was on too much money for what he was. Him and Brian Wharton, a lot of money. And I've got better or as good as players on lesser money. Why would I want to do that? It's silly. Nicky Patterson, 34-year-old, on this much money. I think he's dropped. I think he was on about 200, I think, and he's not that good. He was the fourth choice when he was originally here. That was when we had Marina and Breen. I don't even think it's near first choice, so it's what it is, and it's the same similar story. Brian Wharton, he's now on a non-contract with Wick Academy. When he was here, he was the second best when we signed Nani Talamio. Nani Talamio, have you seen, is not as good as what else we've signed, so he has gone, and he was the captain. Declan Byrne, when did he go? It wasn't even as good as Uzi C, who isn't that good, and this is the problem that we've had, and he was on more money than what we've signed. Ross Clark, 23-year-old left back, absolutely appalling left back. He was worse than Lewis Wilson, and Lewis Wilson is probably at about this level, but we've managed to sign other players, and this guy was on an absolute fortune. I can't believe that these wages are correct. Mark Green. I think Mark Green did have some promise, but he was on a lot of money, and so he's gone to Berwick. They're paying him £170 as a star player for Berwick. Good luck to him. But he was on a lot of money for what he was at that time. Christopher Smith. Nowhere ever in a million years was he ever going to play. He was the fourth choice when he left. If he was still here, he'd probably be seventh choice, and we've only got, what, 4 keepers? Yeah. No. Jordan Stewart, okay, I just couldn't find a place for him, not with the way that we're playing. Jordan Stewart goes, and he was on a fair amount of money as well. Uzi C was on a fair amount of money, he's gone. He was the second best when he left. Junior Selly's there, but we've also added a couple more since. Danny Potts, goalkeeper, third choice when he left. Again, wouldn't be anywhere near. And then Jack Gordon, who was 8th choice when he left. There's just no place for him. These guys were on a hell of a lot of money, and we've probably signed more than we've brought in, but we have been able to balance those books to the point where I'm £2 under. In fact, I'm more than that, but I think we've got another signing which I'll have a check in a minute for. Our bank balance looks healthy at 110,000 now, thanks to those friendlies. They are pleased with the Challenge Cup reaching second round. I'm not sure even. Oh yeah, I'll show you that in a second. In fact, let's have a look now. Is that the Challenge Cup? Yeah, Challenge Cup, where we beat Rangers. Rangers reserves 1-0, so they're quite happy there. They were happy with the League Cup. I thought we were awful, but we passed because we wanted to be competitive. And they are happy with a few of those. 4-2 over Edinburgh. The signing of Atakai and David Craddock. Not happy with Gordon Fagan and Christopher Smith. I mean, Sean Fagan, 17 potential. He's never going to fulfil it here because his potential wasn't great. They've let me go on a coaching course, and so everything is lovely in the garden of Albion at the moment. that is until today. We are playing Annan at home in League 2. We've already beat them in a testimonial. We have strengthened since then. That was almost a month ago. We have now experience, and so this is the squad that we've got. We will have to make a couple of changes. I shall do that now, and then we shall get on with that game. Rosario in goal, Dryden on the right, Parker and Garcia in the centre, Blackman on the left, Otranto holding with Sangster and Vieira behind him, Atakai on the right, Brown on the left, and Selly up front. And we're going to get into this game, and I want a win. I think we should be winning. This should be a game that we should be able to put our best foot forward and get a good win on the opening day. We've already beat them. I've literally just changed this. Stupid. Right, done. But this is a team that we should be able to beat with the squad that we've developed. I will show you the media predictions and dream teams, etc. in a minute, but we're 1-0 down. Christian Nardi scored, and we are 1-0 down in the first game of the first episode. And does this mean it's going to be a long season? It's certainly looking that way. They'll bunch up. Let's have a look at this. It's a decent corner. We could have dealt with that. It's Otranto now. Takes the corner, floats it in. Selly heads it, but it doesn't get there really. Vieira gets the ball back. And Vieira now looks like he wants to take his man on. Doesn't have any support and gets the ball took off him by an injured player. Parker gets it back. Dryden now. Dryden to Sangster. Sangster plays it through to Selly, who knocks it back to Otranto, and Otranto tries to find a Takayaki. Sangster, and that's a goal. Atakai with a goal. First goal of the season. Sangster assists. And this is a decent loanee from Rangers. Let's have a look at this again. Selly choosing to play it back. Smart decision. Otranto involved. Sangster lays it off. And it's a great shot. Atakai scores. Rangers loanee 1-0. 1-1 even. But that is better. 6 shots, 3 on target. And this, we aren't leaving Albion unless they sack us, then this series ends. We're staying with Albion for as long as they'll keep us, and the idea is Scottish domination and then European domination. That could be a long series, or a very short if they score here. Oh, Rosario saves. Reigns 1-1. We have had chances, maybe just some gelling to do, because I've made a lot of signings again. There will be a series where I don't make this many signings when I take over a club. I'm not disappointed, Joe. Why are you telling them that? We have been the better team. I'm not. Passionately. Oh. Tried to give them a bit of confidence. They didn't like it. They don't like it. And that could put it into Anand's favour, because I'm not telling them what. Ronaldo Brown liked it. It's 2-1. Ronaldo Brown scores. Michel Parker with the assist. Let's have a look at this again. It's Otranto who's involved with the free kick. It's Parker who knocks it across goal. If you do that, you put it in a danger area. Brown's there. This guy wasn't good enough for Oldham, but he's good for Albion. It's Bradley now. We are 2-1 up. And that's good. First game of the season, and Selly capitalises on a mistake. Could have made it 3. Keeper saves, and he should be scoring. Goal of the game, Selly. Otranto again with the corner. Vieira's now going to pick it up. He's going to lay it back in, and it's Parker, but that comes to nothing. Thought those were supposed to go on all the time, those highlights. supposed to have gone out of the game, supposed to be fixed. It's Annan now with a throw, and it's Watson to McLeod. Watson again. McLeod over the top. We didn't deal with it. Blackman gets it away. His experience counting. Selly does some kind of trick there, runs the full length of the pitch, but the keeper saves it straight at him, and we're going to make some changes here. We are going to bring on... Oh, I'm not used to 7 subs at this sort of level. We normally only get 5. Not that I'm going to bring you and East on, but... Well, you see, we have got 2 survivors in this Albion team. I haven't got rid of everybody yet. Anyway, Atranto struggling. He's on 68%. We're going to bring Nike on. He doesn't want to be that. He can play as that deep line playmaker, so we will let him play. No, we won't, because Sangsters, I don't want to. Let's just make him a defensive midfielder. That will do. Ronaldo Brown. I'm going to bring Danaher on for Selle. Romario struggling, but I've already run off. He's not having a great game, is he? What else does he want to be? Does he want to be a box to box? Let's see how he does with a box to box. Who else do we want to bring on? I do want to bring on Ore. No, I don't. We're going to bring on East because Ronaldo Brown looks like he'll struggle. So let's bring on the youngster. East comes on. So 2-1 up. 75 minutes played. 16 shots, 10 on target. We're only 2-1 up. It should be more. We already beat Edinburgh there, top of the table as things stand on goal difference. Quite happy at 2-1. That sets it up nicely. I'm sure there'll be further bumps in the road as we take Albion to the top. Fingers crossed. A very nice win. Well done. Oh, you liked it now. You didn't like it before, did you? At all. So now on to the away game against Stirling. We aren't favourites for this. That is Stirling who are favourites, but the side we put out to do this is the return of Kone, Parker, Ahmed and Blackman, with Atranto, Sangster and Vieira. We have Atakai on the right, Brown on the left and Selly up top. And I do want to tell them, go out there and pull off an upset. I don't think it is. I think we're one of the best teams in the league now, if we can get our act together. I think Stirling lost on the opening day of the season, so this would be good. And it is Stirling now who are on the ball. It's Todd. By Kikoni tries to tackle. It's wild and it gets through. And an almighty shot from Jardine goes wide. And it is 0-0. 14 minutes gone. And certainly possession wise we are controlling it. 2 shots as well. It's a shame none of us can hit the ball at the goal. And still we wait for another highlight, and this could be tough. I think Sterling's just got the first shot on target. It's took long enough. On there's ours. It's 1-1 on target shots. If that's a bonus, we're not playing at all well. I am not happy. I'm not happy with that performance. Andre Blackman doesn't like it. See why Celtic got rid of you, Mr. Blackman. It is 0-0. And my players aren't happy. We're only 2 games in. Show some passion. Shouldn't need to ask to show passion 2 games in. Selly's having a nightmare. Atakai's not playing great. Ore's going to come on. And another guy not playing great is Vieira. So we're going to bring Nike on. We're going to put Atranto in there. You want to be that. Sangster, you want to be... Let's try here's the Mazzala. And then Nike can be the ball winning midfielder. Let's go with that. Let's see whether that changes. It's Sterling with Harper, Macken and then BK, but save from the keeper. It's gone over. Goal kick to Albion. 9 shots, 3 on target. I think we've only seen 1. That is it. 10, 12-5. Now it's us. It's Atranto. Oof. Parker hits the bar. Demand more. We should be doing better than this. Look at that. 13 shots, 5 on target. But nothing. At least it's not a defeat. At least it's not a defeat. Mr. McLaughlin, if I could get better, I'm not happy. I think we should have won. We weren't favourites, but I think we should have won. We should have beat Stirling. We're going to have a look at the table anyway. Before I go any further, let's have a quick look at what I'm trying to do. Bought in this player, David, striker, 2-star current ability, 5-star potential ability. He is only 16. I think he was 15 when I tried to sign him. When's his birth? And we'll have a look at that in a bit. He's a breakthrough prospect. He is on £80 a week, which is a lot for a 16-year-old at this level. But I just look at him and think, at that age, we could really get something out of him. He's a third best striker, which ain't bad at that age. But I want him out on loan. But I don't want him. I want him loaned to an actual team, not an actual team that can play, because we want him to improve. I don't want to loan him to teams that are below us, that don't exist in these realms. You know, the progression is not going to see. So that's what I'm waiting for. If not, he's going to come into the first team and we're going to play him because he needs that game time. Let's have a look at League 2. So this is the table after 2 games. We are in third. It's Edinburgh, Elgin and us on 4, and Cowden Beef at the top on 4. Stirling have got 2 draws. They are in 8th. That's who we've just played, and I'm second from bottom, but joint bottom with Brecon. Not really any point looking at the player stats at the moment. You know, the top scorer's on 1 after 2 games, which shows you the level that we're at. And you're not going to get much results through here, although I can already see Mitch L. Parker with 2 yellow cards already. Anyway, we wanted to look at this. So Albion, we're now second, although only Otranto is in the dream team, which I expect him to be. I think he's a cut above. Our 2 best players are Selly and Otranto, which would have thought, but I am surprised Selly isn't better than some of these. Stirling are just behind us, 3-1. That's what they're rated, and then Anand 16. So the results have probably actually gone pretty well. Although I did think we played poor in that last game, so we need to get some jelly. I mean, if you look at the dynamics, team cohesion's not really there. It doesn't help when you are losing. And I couldn't really get much in the way of friendlies in. If we do get a break in the season, I am going to arrange a couple of those. And then the dressing room atmosphere is not going to be great because we've only just started the winning run. Manager support's there. It probably will be all season because we'll go above what's expected of us. And already you can see top influencers. Oh, there we are, top influences. See, really down. Has he already gone on a Trento? Send on a coaching? No, he's send on a leadership course. Don't think it'd be suitable. Well, he's my captain. It would really be suitable to send my captain on a leadership course when he lacks leadership skills. He is. I know he's a good captain. So we've just got to be patient at this moment in time. We do need to push some of these players up here. I mean, that's my 2 captains, Trento and Nike, and they're both down there, all with the other players. So we need to get that doing. Mentoring's on. That's sorted. Why do I want a team meeting? No, we don't want a team meeting. Anyway, let's get to the schedule. It's not looking too great at the minute. There's a lot of red in there. I don't like that red. But I class the League Cup as a friendly campaign when you're at this level, and the Challenge Cup's just a bonus. It's just bonus games. It's not really. They're not. League Cup's great when you're in the Premier or Championship. You want to win your first cup, but at this level, it's just pointless. It doesn't do anything. It just tires you out. it is what it is. So we'll treat that as a friendly, and that's one of the reasons why you can't get many friendlies in. If I haven't played the Makita and Invitational Cups, then we might have got more friendlies in there, but let's take them all as friendlies. And so if we come down to what I class as the start of the season there, you'll see that we've beat Rangers, beat Annan and drew with Stirling, and that is decent form. So I'm happy with that. What we're going to do is, because there's not many games in September, a 2-week break. There's two-week breaks, so I'm going to get friendlies in. So it's pointless coming back then. So what we're probably going to do is come back for the Cove Rangers game and then the Scottish Cup second round game. So we'll get some Scottish Cup football on there as well. See if we will fly above the sky. We are heroes too.